Tom, we're back. We're back for
Right.
episode 4. Whoever cares about that, it's episode 4. Where are
It's
you today,
hilarious.
Tom? What's going on?
Dev, it's fucking hilarious. We even made it to 4, man.
It is,
We're like,
right? It really is.
We're just trudging along, dude. Figuring this shit out as we go. Like, it's been hilarious. Right now, I'm sitting here wondering, like, is my lips in sync or anything? But who cares, Kevin?
Your lips
This
aren't in
is
sync. I look like a
what it
beetroot.
is.
Yeah, but who cares? Who cares?
It
Colour
is,
correction,
man.
who
I
needs
can't
it?
wait to see. I can't wait to see who comes on the show today, man. I thought that was a good addition from our last show when we finally got somebody to call in to be able to talk to him. It's going to be fabulous. And I rushed here. We couldn't do the show yesterday because we were in fucking Norwich.
Yep.
So I thought, I rented a room in Blackpool. So I'm here for 2 days. So that's going to be absolutely super exciting when I get to Coral Island. And I'm going to win me another fucking T-shirt, man.
Hooray! So you're
Hooray!
gigging. You're gigging in Blackpool, what, tomorrow night then? You're gigging?
I might. I haven't decided yet, man. I know there's a club here, but I don't know what I want to do yet. But I'm gonna tell you, man. Dude. Like I realized a whole bunch of comedy shit, Kevin. I realized some. I was nervous again, man. I was nervous to go on.
You're nervous, but you've been knocking about for years. No disrespect, but you've been like going for like 25 years. How can someone like you get nervous? Do you still get nervous?
I'll tell you this: everybody gets nervous when they enter the unknown. So you know what I mean? It's not even the nerves that I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's the nerves that I don't know what is going to happen. So it was hilarious to me, man, because I was sitting there backstage of the very first show, wondering how it's going to go. Not like thinking you're going to die or anything, but just like wondering how you're going to be. And then after you rock it and reassure yourself, and I'm so glad that all those fears that you have in your head about what is about to fucking happen, none of them came true at all. None of them. And all of a sudden you're back into, oh, okay, so I know how this works. So now my nerves are gone and I can walk on with the confidence I know I have. Do you know what I'm saying by that, Kev?
Yeah. Do your nerves ever kind of screw you up? Do they ever trip you over with any gigs? Do they ever give you a bad gig, your nerves?
Yeah, I think when things go awry, Kev, that's when your fight or flight nerves kick in. You know, on stage I'll fight because I think I'm pretty funny when I'm dying, man. When I'm really dying and I decide that I want to be super sarcastic and make the show all about me because I'm a comedy connoisseur and you guys are McDonald's eating comedy fries, motherfuckers. Not getting me.
So when was the last time you properly died on stage? I want to know. When was properly choked?
Oh God, man. Probably. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Oh Jesus, maybe not even maybe even a few weeks ago. But let me say this, Kev.
Yeah.
My death is probably somebody's best fucking show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, even when I'm dying, people wouldn't know that I'm dying.
Yeah.
But in my heart, I'm like going, what the fuck, man? Pick this shit up, guys. And I'm going, why am I not the rock comedy god that I know that I am, man? You guys are giving me nothing here, man. Nothing.
That's the one thing that always kind of deterred me, I think, from really following through with stand-up. It's the thought of just bombing like so badly. I have this really good friend of mine. I'm not going to say her name. I'm going to call her something else. Give me a name. Give me a name, Tom. Any name.
Julie,
right? Julie. And I saw
Julie Crankerton.
Julie Crankerton. I saw Julie Crankerton go from gig to gig to gig, and she bombed. And when I say bomb, I mean like complete wipeout, man. There was like no one in the room laughing. I've even got this video. I still got it. I was in the second row. I was filming on a set. And you can see the first row all filled up. You can see about 7 people filled up. And over the course of about 6 minutes, which was the duration of her set, you can see gradually people getting more awkward and then leaving. And then right at the end, in like the last 45 seconds, there's 2 people right at the front. And you can see them debating to each other. Shall we go? Shall we go? Should we stay? Is it rude? Can we do this? Can we sneak off? And they just leave. And then by the end of it, the whole of the first row is just empty. And no one applauds. No one laughs. It's a complete bomb. And that's my greatest fear, Tom. That is my biggest, like, man. I've
got a big question. For you then, Kevin.
Do it.
So, okay, so what if you did bomb? Like in front of what? At the Julie Crankerton restaurant was she playing? Like where did she bomb? Like bombing's okay.
Yeah.
But I mean there's bombing while you're learning stuff, you know what I mean? And then there's bombing when people have paid a lot of money to come and see you, man.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, like I mean a little bit of sometimes you have to bomb to just feel it, you know what I mean? So you can feel what it's like and realize that it's not so bad, man. You know, you have to be able to be okay with that because that is a possible outcome of any show. It might be you, it might be them, whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? But that like did you try stand up, Kevin? Were you
I tried a bit of stand up and before COVID and first lockdown, I was an event host. I travel up and down the country doing lots of events, completely overcharging for what I was doing, by the way. And a few of these gigs, I kind of thought, I've got a little bit of stage presence. I could try and do some gags now. But what I kind of failed to realise was that without the proper training, without the proper kind of stand-up training, trying to do gags properly on stage, like you say, when you've been paid a lot of money, it's a pretty big flipping risk, and I don't think actually I've ever done it successfully at a gig, at like a paid kind of event host gig, where I've been paid like 700-800 quid. I've always bombed, and there was one where I bombed so badly they'll never invite me back. They'll never invite me back.
They rarely do, Kev.
Yeah.
like whatever restaurant you bombed in, I'm pretty sure the owner's going, I never want to see that cunt again, man.
Restaurant, it was like MK Arena. There was like 2,000 corporates.
Who booked you for a fucking arena, man? That's hilarious.
I don't know. Give the gab. That's what it's all about. So Tom, I've got 1 or 2 stories. I'm sure you have as well. I want to start with one of mine.
Well, I'm gonna really roll with it today, man, because when I was talking to you, something tripped me out. I was like, you just come back from riding your bike, man.
Yeah.
Is that one of the things?
Yeah. I'm proper knackered now. This is the most knackered I've been, Tom, doing any kind of live stream.
It, man, and I'm like, what? Did you go to the store for fucking milk or something? Or
oh man,
like,
I was just
where
trying to.
Did you decide that you were going to ride your bicycle, man?
So I got my daughter. I got a little girl for my first marriage.
Yeah.
And the deal is I got her every other weekend, and then 50-50 during the summer holidays. Love my time with her, and any time that I've got her, I make the most of it. So we got into mountain biking. Probably
she doesn't hate your fucking guts later on down the line.
Exactly. Man. Yeah, gonna save that future shit. So so we got into mountain biking probably about 3 years ago now, because I noticed some old habits were kicking in. We were just like playing computer games and getting into FIFA, and she gets no bloody exercise. So I kind of thought, screw this. We're gonna do something that we've both never done before, biking, because I never biked as a kid. Never biked. So
why is that? Did your dad not buy a bike or something? Like how?
They just weren't into it.
Was your father, Kevin? Like, who is this guy that doesn't buy his son a goddamn bicycle, man?
Yeah, but I had a deprived, bikeless childhood. I think actually someone put me on the bike when I was like 4 or 5, and went really fast, and it put me off forever. Well, I say forever, until about 3 years ago. So anyway, we pick it up, and during this time, by the way, my fitness is quite good. I'm like doing gym, and I'm going running, but it's like,
oh yeah, yeah.
It's
you always think you're stronger than you are, Kev.
You always,
no doubt about it, man.
Yeah. I had this image in my head that I was like flipping He-Man on steroids and Superman and everything. And kind of, biking with my little girl when she was like 7 and 8 on the smaller bike that she had, I felt like flipping He-Man, Tom. I'll be honest with you. I felt like Superman. I felt like I could just bend still, because I would just like, just do that, and then I'd be like half a mile in front of her. But now she's got a proper bike. I got her a proper bike 9 months ago, and now after a couple of lockdowns, and my exercise routine has gone out the window. She's beating me to a pulp, Tom. She's beating me to an utter pulp. I've never felt so old. I tell you that much. I've never felt so old. And my legs.
What does it mean to feel old, though? How do you feel old, Kev? Like,
you feel old.
I'm 50, and I feel like I've been renewed life, man.
I need to have some of whatever you're having, Tom, because it's my legs. I sit down. I sit down for more than 30 minutes. I'm in pain, mate. I'm in agony. That's why right now I'm not at a desk. I can't sit at a freaking desk for more than 20 minutes. I've got a standing flipping workstation. Yeah, my legs are like 84 or something. It's screwed. So that's my little girl. That's yeah.
I get that, man. I remember we went skiing one time up in France, man, and because I'm from like a real small town, Quesnel, we used to, like, my school used to take us skiing, man. You guys didn't even have I bet your school, your field trips or whatever were so bad. Like, what, maybe go to Victoria or Alexander Park. But in Canada, so I could really learn how to ski, man. I used to know how to ski, but when I came over, I don't know, I hadn't skied probably in 25 years maybe, man. And in my head, I thought, this is going to be fucking no problems, man. So the very first run I took way up to the top going, okay, I'll keep it easy, man. Dude, if you've ever slammed your tailbone, like the very first time you come down a hill and you crash your tailbone, man, it hurts, man. But you're a man. You know what I mean? You're a fucking man, and you're going to deal with that pain, and it's going to be easy, right? Then you get up, and because you're not such a good skier anymore, all of a sudden, like 2 minutes, you wipe out, tailbone, same spot. Okay, now the pain is really kicking in, and you are starting to feel old. Yeah. But there's also something that's about to happen, because when you go down a third time and realize you hit it for the third time, you can't help but to cry, man. Like a 5.
Did you cry? Did you cry?
Old man, 5-year-old.
Five, Jesus.
It was crazy, man. I was like. It was the first time. That's when you pick up your skis, and you literally take 45 minutes to walk down a hill, because you realize this is the tricks your mind plays on you, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure I could probably mountain bike, and in my head, I would probably go up to Whistler, British Columbia, but I would go down one of the trails. And after I watched my ankle snap in front of me, I don't know why we do that. You know what I mean? Because feeling young, I think we need to just keep it in a bar level. You know what I mean? When it comes to actually exercise, no way. But bar party level, I think that's where your mind can kind of stay young, man.
Yeah, well, I tell you what it is for me. It's about, like, being the hero dad. That's what I want to be for my little girl. Yeah. I want to be the hero dad, and it's killing me, Tom. It's really killing me. Although one method I found of actually feeling young is doing laser tag. You ever played laser tag?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Because I found
love that shit. You bet.
Kids, right? Kids will just go in every single flipping direction. They'll scream. They'll be like, ah! And then just scream around, right? And no flipping kid actually does the sniper thing. No one finds that little nook and cranny where, you know, you can hide your pack. You get your gun around the corner, and you get all the freaking points. And I no word of a lie. Last weekend, I came out a laser tag. And I was first, and I literally did like a proper man cheer, like yeah, like that. And the oldest kid there was like 13, and he became, by the way, my arch rival for the rest of the yeah, because he was second, and he saw me, and he kind of copied my strategy. So that for me, Tom, I think is the best way for me to feel young. Rather than, standing and not feeling the pain of freaking sitting down.
Or just smoke a big fucking joint before you go into laser tag. That would also rock in a little bit.
That really would.
Feeling young is doing young shit, man.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think feeling young is about feeling like a rebel. Because when you get older, it feels like you know too much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you've done things, and all of a sudden you become very preemptive. In whatever, and that's why you're this wise old sage. But I mean, I think you lose your rebelness a bit as you grow older, and I think it's that rebelness that you need to keep you young, not the mountain biking, not the skiing. Heaven forbid I ever lift another fucking weight in my life. I'll probably kill myself.
Let me ask you a question. What are you like?
It has to be that, man. It has to be.
What are you like in relation to your pain when you're in front of Trude? Do you hide it? Do you do the man thing?
Oh, day, no, I don't. No. I'm that one day, the tears came. She couldn't stop laughing. There's no doubt in my mind that she really saw the 5-year-old Tom, because as much of a man as you think you are, your tailbone is your fucking weakness. I dare you to go snowboarding and prove me fucking wrong, man. If you've never gone snowboarding, you'll land in the same spot every fucking time, and you'll kill yourself, man. But there's just a point where I know guys that are manly, that can handle pain, and probably most of them are Russian, because they have lived through like winters and shit. But you know, we're kind of. I don't think we've got that strong, that the strength that you need to be able to, hold back those tears, dude.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I've ever really gone through. I'm still scared to be punched in the head, Kev.
I'm right there with you, Tom. Right there with you. It's only happened once. Never again. Never again.
Yeah, it's happened a few times to me, and I don't like it. It's the worst, man.
Would you ever try any kind of extreme sports like BMX? Not like I'm trying to bridge to a subject, but would you ever try BMX at all, Tom?
When we were young, of course we did, man. We were when did the BMX come out? What, 1980, man?
Yeah, 1980 something. Yeah,
man. Everybody was BMXing, dude. But again, that's I'm an actor. I'm a thespian. I like to perform, man. Like you're either sportsman or whatever, But for me, it was out of the question. I remember one time we were learning gymnastics, man. Okay, and I was watching it the other day. But do you remember the horse?
It's got like a thing with like 4 legs, and it's got like 2 hoops. That horse.
Well,
right?
It's like a really high bench, man. It's a really high bench, and you bounce off it, and you grab it, and then you're supposed to just hop over the bench. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, the first time that happened, Kev, I snapped both of these fingers, man. And that's when I realized I'm just not the athletic type dude, man. I remember going, boom, I hit it, and then these 2 fingers just snapped back. And again, fucking little 10-year-old Tom crying his eyes out. I can't feel my fingers. But it did get me out of a lot of homework, so I do remember that. That was okay, man. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, true story. I'm very, very competitive, Tom, and I hate losing. And I realised at a very young age in high school that I sucked at sport, every single sport, for whatever reason. I just sucked ass. So I started coming up with sick notes, right? I started just kind of like faking my mum's handwriting. And after a few, I heard about this condition called ME, and I was like, oh man, that's it. If I just say I got ME, they're never gonna touch me again. ME, you heard of ME? I think it's like a condition where
I'm gonna be real honest with you. ME, like MS, I've heard.
MS, yeah.
Like I mean,
that's a bit hard to fake.
The cousin of MS. You gotta go get yourself checked out, dude.
Yeah. It's the shakes, isn't it? No, ME is like when you're just really tired, you're really lethargic, and you don't have the energy to do stuff. And I knew someone who had it, and I was like, that's it, that's my way out, that's my key. And I wrote this note, and this was like in year 8, so the second year of high school, that I had ME, and that was it. They never touched me again, and every freaking PE games lesson there was turned for me into a guitar lesson, and I loved it. I loved it. That was one of my biggest achievements.
In the right direction, Kev.
Yeah, it really did. And that leads me nicely on to, Tom, somehow,
okay.
My hero of the Olympics so far. I don't know if you got a hero of the Olympics so far, but the Brit, Charlotte Worthington, just smashed it for me. Did you watch her BMX run? Do you know what I'm talking about?
She had a what? I didn't even know there. Hold it. I'm just still on the skateboard. Are you telling me there's BMX?
Yeah.
I know the one thing that I know, because I'm traveling from town to town, I don't have a lot of time. So everything I get on the Olympics is usually through Twitter.
All right. So let me paint.
Which is good and bad.
Yeah. So let me.
Okay.
I'll paint you a picture. So Charlotte Worthington, right? It's on the BMX. It's like the freestyle women's final. She has her first try. She tries a move never been done before, never been tried before in a competitive women's match. It's a 360 backflip, right? So she goes up, she's in midair, she's kind of flipping around, she comes down, but she slams on the step and she screws up the move. And she finishes quite soon after. She scores 30 out of 100. Then next, this American woman comes up, quite kind of like, kind of stocky, butch looking. And she just has the freaking ride of her life. Like, the commentators are wetting themselves. They're saying, oh man, it's the best thing I've ever seen. I can't believe this, man. And you always hear like their boners poking out the TV set. Like, they're so turned on by this girl's performance. And then at the end of it, the American woman, she grabs her bike, right? She slams it into the ground as I say, yeah, I smashed it. And she scores 96.5, one of the highest scores ever. And then the Brit comes
BMX,
up, right?
Hold on, wait a second.
Yeah.
Each of those pieces, first of all, highest score in BMXing. Like, how long has BMXing, again, been around in the Olympics, man? Like, how hard can it be to break a BMX record, man?
Oh, it's hard. Trust me, Tom, it's hard.
Oh, I'm not saying nothing against the BMX people.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Okay, so she smashed it, and she's got 94. Perfect.
Yeah,
okay, highest ever.
She got about 96.5. So the Brit, Charlotte Worthington, the girl who cocked up before, she comes up, and the commentators are saying, oh, man, she could get the bronze, maybe the silver, but there's just, like, no hope of gold whatsoever. They're like, gold is, like, the furthest thing on their radar, man. And she comes out, and she pulls off the 360 backflip. So that's like, imagine, right? You're on a bike, you're going up, and you go up, and you turn, and you're doing a backflip at the same time, and she pulls it off, and I've never heard, Tom, a commentator so close to orgasm in my life. But that was the time, that was the moment. You got to watch it on iPlayer, and that's also the one move as well. You mess up, if you seriously mess up, you're dead. There's no coming back. If you're doing like a 360 on a freaking on a bike, you're doing a flip on the bike, and you somehow just don't complete that flip, you land on your head. That's you done. That's your spine. That's your neck crunch. You're a goner. So Tom, that is my biggest hero of the Olympics so far. Charlotte
Well,
Worthington.
she sounds like she's very brave, Kevin. Like, that's amazing, man. I think I love. I'm really liking the Tom Daly guy.
Yeah. Oh, the knitting guy.
To God, I am loving this dude. He's just changing the Olympics. like
with his crochet.
I woke up and like everybody in the world now, we check our Twitter feed.
Yeah.
And we pressed the little search button to see all our news feeds, and it came up, and I'm watching an Olympic world record holder knitting.
And it's good knitting as well. Did you see the patchwork on that? Did you see the details that he's doing on that? That's not like a novice. That's like an advanced. That's an advanced knit job, Tom.
I wanted him to be doing this, and then when the camera showed, I wanted him to lift it up and go, "Loser." But I'm like going, these new athletes. When I was sitting there thinking of it, these new athletes, they're really changing the attitudes of the Olympics. Do you know what I mean?
In what way? In what way?
Watching, well, from I don't mean to say that they're not great competitors, because world records are getting smashed all over the place. It's just the attitudes of this new generation are just, I don't know. I don't feel like there's that, fuck you, I'm going to win this fucking thing. I feel like a lot of these athletes are going, I hope you have a really good swim, and if you beat me, that's okay. All of this, like they're nicer. The competition doesn't seem the same as a Jesse Owens. I don't know how to describe it, because
it's soft. It's soft. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Anyone else sitting there, when I saw the knitting thing, I just went, okay, something's going on in the world, and it's just kind of changing to the point where I think it's gone to a good direction, because it's created like inclusivity. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, inclusivity. Yeah,
it's very inclusive, and it's everything. It's definitely a lefty's wet dream of what is happening right now.
Yeah,
and as it should, because the worst part is I'm a lefty, man. So,
but how far left? I mean, there's left,
yeah,
and then there's far left. How left? Give me your. Where are you?
I'm watching. There was another girl that quit the Olympics to work on her mental fucking health.
Oh,
man.
Simone Biles. Is it Simone Biles?
Yeah, man. There was a Canadian. I think it was a Canadian. Trained his whole fucking life, man, to go to the Olympics. Got knocked out because 2 false starts, and now it's gonna be another 4 years till we see this dude. They're like, the shit that's just going on right now. It's a very, the athletes are definitely showing who they are as people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're really blowing my mind, man.
Yeah.
And I find that like the world is changing to a better place, Kevin.
But is it all better though, Tom? Because there was a story recently. There was like the story about Matt Damon. Do you hear about this? And he used the. I'm not even sure if I can say it on the stream. If the stream will get lifted. Sure.
I'm terrified. Here's the thing.
Go on.
It's not that I'm terrified, but I am terrified. Because, anything could be taken out of context. But I know what you're talking. Do you think Matt Damon's like running around up to gay people, let's say slurring them?
Yeah.
Slurring them. Because that's what it said. He used the slur.
The F word. The F word for gay people. Which is a very nice meat Meatball. How did that Meatball, by the way, get that name? Do you know the Meatball I'm talking about? I can't even say the name of the Meatball. That's insane because people might take that out of context. The Meatball is called faggot. I think I can say that. It's like a faggot.
Yeah, I could say it if I want to use it in those terms for sure.
Yeah.
If I need to say, hey, I'm having faggots for breakfast.
Yeah.
Dang right. That is a perfectly natural sentence.
I used to love faggots as a kid. I did, honestly. It was one of the best things I had. I'd have that and a bit of toast, and I'd be happy as Larry. That was one of my favorite meals. But
can you really imagine Matt Damon running around being homophobic? Like, honestly, like, to me, that's clickbait. But then the problem is that he has to explain himself when he knows dang well that he's not doing it. Like, you would have heard it, like, with Mel Gibson, you know what I mean? Like, total rants on tape, going, you fucking you, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
He's on tape. I've never heard a tape of Matt Dillon in a gay club going, oh my God. I want to do it for comedy effect. It would be too inappropriate.
What's the next line? What's the next line?
This is on camera, so it's here forever.
What was he going to say in that club, Tom?
Yeah, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, I think they're stretching, but this is going back to all this cancel culture kind of stuff, man. Holding people to an account of perfection it's too hard, Kev. It's too hard. I'm not a perfect person.
Yeah.
So let's just say that right now.
What do you think of what happened to Andrew Lawrence, by the way?
To hold me,
yeah.
Like me, I'm a good guy, but I've made fucking mistakes, man. You know what I mean? Like when you're hammered, you can't tell me everybody when they're hammered hasn't been an asshole once in their fucking lifetime.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, but the problem is if that hammered now, but before, like when there was no phones and you were hammered and just being an asshole, like they'd forget about it the next day. But now that it's filmed, it's like, look at this asshole, and they think that that's you your whole life, man. That's him on. The alcohol really brings the realness out in them.
For sure. Well, I want to know where you stand on the whole Andrew Lawrence thing. What happened with him, with the jokes that he did after?
Did we already talk about him, or?
I'm not sure. I thought he didn't say a name, actually, in that video that we did, the cancel culture video, but I put two and two together, and I thought it might be.
Of course, man.
Yeah.
Well, come on, dude. Like, come on. It's just bad timing. Everybody knows that, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a comedian, and I know what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's like the worst thing you could. He was trying to be the first to make a joke of something super serious, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was like, dude, there's not even a fucking twist or a punchline at the end of that, man. Because I'm with the people. I don't mind free speech, man. I really don't. But it doesn't mean that what you say, the other person's allowed to have free speech and free will too, man.
Yeah.
So if you piss off enough people like you did,
yeah.
Maybe they're not going to be as understanding as I am or forgiving, you know?
Yeah.
It's just, that is just something stupid, man.
Yeah. Do you think there's a way back,
You know
Tom?
what it's like? I'm going to give you it's the same way as when the Twin Towers went down.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Every comedian wanted to do a Twin Towers joke. Of course they did. Not only did they want to do it, I'll tell you, they wanted to do it a minute after it happened. Because that's what comedians are. And that's why I love hanging out with them. Because when I'm in a room full of a whole bunch of comedians and something disastrous happened, those are the only people I know that are going to make horrible evil, inappropriate jokes that we're all going to laugh at, but nobody's going to give each other shit for.
Did you have a 9/11 joke?
Throw that into the public. You better be a Doug Stanhope or somebody.
Did you have a 9/11 gag, Tom, after it all happened? Did you?
I must have, man. I must have. But I'm so prolific, I couldn't remember the shit I did 2 years ago, man. 9/11.
So how does Andrew come back? How does Andrew Lawrence come back?
He's not, man. I don't. Well,
you think he's done? You think he's done?
My honest opinion.
Yeah.
Honest opinion.
Yeah.
The problem really is here's where the problem lies.
Give us the problem.
Okay.
Give us a problem.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is that tag is gonna be with him for the rest of his fucking life. The same way that Eric Clapton got drunk one night and said a whole bunch of racist shit at a fucking concert. And I bet he was in his head, he was going, I'm going to be super smart and super poignant. But it just came out as a diatribe of bullshit. And that's from 1970 something. That's still following around. Now, and that is a guy that people love so much that they'll even forgive him.
Yeah.
Andrew doesn't have that kind of love that Eric Clapton had. So what might happen to Andrew is we'll be seeing him doing shows at, I don't know, neo-Nazi rallies. He'll get some corporate gigs with the KKK. They'll like, you know,
poor Andrew. I interviewed him years ago. He was a nice guy. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Here's the thing. Andrew in himself, the guy that I know, is a nice guy, man.
Yeah.
Like, if I were to hedge an actual bet, I think he would want to apologize to everybody. Do you know what I mean? Because,
yeah.
Because he was just trying to be the right wing comedian, whatever.
Yeah.
But it just the one thing's about that kind of stuff is once you go there, it's like it's too hard to come back because there's just too many people that like to see somebody fall too, man. Like we all love to hate her. Everybody loves to hate a racist.
It's true. It's
true.
You
know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
man. It's something we diversified people can all rally around. To, you know, we hate Nazis, we hate race. It's just there's people we hate, man.
And we love to hate. We love to club together to hate. I still remember when do you remember 90? You won't know this, but the Sol Campbell, right? This is
what I love, Kevin. We start off really simple, and now we're into the real good shit, man.
Yeah, this is good shit.
I love about you, Kevin. We started off with bikes, and now we're actually talking about something.
We really are. We really are. So people love to hate, and a good example of this is
Frozen.
in the late 90s. There was Tottenham had a captain called Sol Campbell, and he left for Arsenal because Tottenham. Sol Campbell. He was the captain of Tottenham. And he left to go to Arsenal. And there was so much hatred in the crowd. There was so much hatred at Tottenham towards Sol Campbell that when he came back, like his first game back, and I was there, it was like a party of hatred. And people, no word of a lie, Tom, people had balloons with freaking Judas on, right? And everyone, I mean, like literally every single person in that stadium booed anytime he got like within like half a yard, within like 10 yards of the ball. Everyone was just like boo, die, pure hatred. And you know what? I look back and I kind of, it was great fun. I gotta be honest with you, Tom. I had a real laugh. I really enjoyed hating with everyone else. There was something quite medieval about it, you know, kind of like the hanging, you know. I could see how people could get into that. I could see how people like chuck fruit and just kind of get some popcorn and watch someone pop their head off. I get it. I perfectly get it. People love to hate, Tom.
With the public, like, what did they have? 200-300 years ago,
Yeah.
they would have public hangings, wouldn't they?
They would. Public hangings.
Of course,
yeah.
man. And if you're just a spectator, you just assume whoever they're hanging is a douchebag. And it makes you feel good because at least it's not you.
Yeah.
You know, I was sitting there when you were talking. I was sitting there trying to think, is there any other sport that comes out in? Do you know what I mean?
What, the hatred?
Well, you know, like if you go to Russia, you've heard all the stories about the Russians.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They throw in their, you know, whatever. But I don't remember basketball. Don't remember it being that. I don't remember American football. I don't remember anyone rioting over a hockey game, although they did in Vancouver one time. But soccer, for some reason, brings out the best and the worst in fans. Like, they're the most diehard, worst, awesome fans. Because, look, like, has there ever been rugby hooligans? Have there ever been basketball hooligans?
I bet.
Have there ever been hockey? The hockey hooligans actually are in the fucking game, man. They're called goons. And they go out and they beat the shit out of the other team, not the other team's fans. So for some reason, it just brings it out in them. And that's, I don't know, because even when they said they got all the racist tweets and Rashid said whatever and all that sort of stuff, we love to hate those guys. And it's, I think it's this, and then we love to love a guy like Tom Daly, who's just sitting there knitting,
in a way,
crying,
yeah,
being accepting of you're never going to see Tom Daly spewing out some hate to like any opponent. He doesn't have it in him, man. You know, but that's the world we live in. And speaking of that, man, there's a governor in New York City right now that even his
Is that
own
Commode?
party. Yeah,
Commode.
that guy. Yeah, again, he's a sexual harassment guy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, fucking tooling up all the chicks and all that stuff. But again, thank you, because you're going to rally all of us loving people around to fucking hate your guts.
Who's the last person, Tom, that you love to hate? That you just...
Who did I love to hate?
Yeah, really love to hate. Not hate to hate, because hate to hate is a different thing. Or just kind of like,
Yeah.
I hate that
Yeah,
person and that's it. But love to hate. Just like, mwah.
I know what you're saying, man. I know what you're saying. Give me a second here to think about who I really love.
Process it.
Well, Trump was a big one for me because I really hated him, but I loved to hate him. But I'm sad he's gone.
Yeah.
Not because I thought he was a great president. I thought he was the worst thing that's ever happened to humanity. But in a way, he created probably some of the best world drama I've ever seen in my life. And I'm privileged to be able to say that I was around while he was president. But is he somebody that I love to hate or just thought he was an interesting, evil guy?
I tell you what, there's a station, there's an entire station that I love to hate. And I love to hate Fox News. I love to hate.
I can get on board with that.
I love to hate Fox News so much. I check it out every now and then because it's kind of like, I don't know if you ever watched that 90s program Sliders. Do you ever watch that? It's this guy basically invented this portal where he would jump to parallel Earths. So you got one Earth where the flipping Nazis won the war. You got one where a really good one was when women of the dominant gender. So men aren't dominant, so women are dominant. So the guy goes into a club, and he gets picked up by a woman, and then she uses him like a one night stand. She kicks him out. She's just like, "I'm done with you now. Get out, get out." And he's just like, "What the fuck, my feelings?" And it's like that when I go onto Fox News. It's just like a parallel universe, and I enjoy it from like a weird kind of alternative universe sci-fi perspective.
Kev, is it because it's the opposite of how you think?
I think
like, you get frustrated with it because you think you guys should know better, because if you're right, that means I'm dumb. And I know I'm not dumb, so you can't be right. So you have to be fucking stupid. So why are people letting you fucking say this shit, man?
I think it's more than that. I mean? Like, I think it's more like, I get that it doesn't make me feel dumb, like, not at all.
Number one, by the way, because we're also talking here in the UK, like when we talk about American presidents and American news, it's only because like it's more exciting over there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It is.
Our news here is fucking boring, man. Like, you know, some guy just sits at a desk with another dude and they don't really have opinions, because I don't think like the news here they actually just tell you what happened and then let it go, and there's nothing interesting in that, you know, whereas Fox News, you know, will tell you that Jared Kushner is like one of the greatest you know, American planners of all time. Going,
yeah.
Fuck are you fucking talking?
Oh, who's that? Like nut job Republican as well. Taylor Greene, the one who said like COVID is something to do with freaking Jewish lasers. They love her.
Yeah.
They absolutely They hang on her every freaking word.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the amount of times that Trump just called in and they just rolled with it, and it was just like rambling, just utter crap, and they're just like really into it.
Do you think like the English politicians are like the American politicians? Like, do you think there's an equivalent Matt Gaetz over here in the UK that's like bringing underage girls into Wales because it's legal or whatever? like you know, using I know one politician got caught writing off porn, but I thought that's a little bit tame, but it really outraged the UK citizens. How dare the politician's husband use tax money so he could blow his load?
Honestly, the last scandal I can remember in English politics is when someone put a flipping bird table on their expenses. I can't remember like a proper political scandal in the UK.
Yeah, that's the UK politics. And by the way, here's something. Did I tell you? I've become a British citizen, by the way.
Yeah,
naturalized. I did say that, right?
Yeah, we did a whole bit in the last show. Yeah,
about Britain all the fuck I want.
You really can, yeah.
I don't know, man. I think the Brits don't have the sleaziness, I guess, is the word that the American politicians have. Like, I think American politicians probably get into it because they know they can score checks and shit. Whereas I think the guys from Eton and all that get into politics so they can help their buddies score good contracts, which is like so bad.
In fact, I think maybe the sleaziest politician, like UK politicians, probably Boris. Is it not Boris? With the whole thing he did with like the old people's homes and COVID. I mean, what wasn't he the one talking about, what was it, mass, like infect everyone, what's it called, mass...
I don't know, man, I don't know.
Mass infection to kind of, make the COVID thing go away, just fucking infect...
Oh, the herd immunity.
Herd immunity.
Just all fucking get it and go.
Yeah, he was saying that, and then, all of a sudden, fucking, half the whole old people were dead in the old people's homes, and he freaking backtracks. I think that's the sleaziest thing, probably, Boris, apart from him. I think UK's too flipping squeaky clean. I think you need to become a politician, Tom. I think you need to shake it up. Now you're British.
Yeah,
now you're British. You could run 4 PM, right?
I'm trying to go. Okay, before British, you had who? You had before Boris, you had David Cameron, right?
No. You had Theresa May. You're Theresa May.
Theresa May, David Cameron.
Yeah.
Was David Cameron before Theresa May?
Yeah.
And then before him was Tony Blair, I think, or Gordon Brown.
Gordon Brown, yeah, and then Blair going back,
and then Blair, yeah, because Blair fucked over his buddy Gordon.
Yeah,
that was awesome. But that's what I think. I think that's what you get, man, when you put like these Eton kids in charge of everything, man. Do you know what I mean? That's like, I'm like going, I don't know enough about English politics yet. Mm-hmm. Okay. But I do think Boris you're right on the fact that he's probably the most exciting of he's also the guy that was the mayor and decided that we were all going to ride bikes. And everybody started riding bicycles, which I will also attribute to Boris, that we've now moved on to scooters in every fucking town for some reason. I don't know how that happened, but this is a guy who at least has progressive thinking on such a small level. If we could bring it to the big game, well, he could be amazing. He could be an amazing prime minister, man.
Do you think the whole fucking a pig's head thing? Do you think that's true? Explain
Cameron? To me what that is.
So apparently David Cameron, for a dare, as like an Eton initiation thing, he fucked a pig's head. So he put his dick in a pig's mouth and he fucked it. And that was a big story.
This is, you're going to help me out here then, Kev.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay, did you go to private school number one? Did you?
No,
were you one of those kids?
It was just rough as shit, my school. It was, it was just a rough state school.
Okay. So if you go to one of the is it not one? Is Eton just a school in itself?
Eton is like a posh private school. I think you pay like 50 grand per term or something. It's like really,
would it be
pretty
the
posh.
Same as going to, because over in Canada we assume that Oxford and Cambridge are your two go-to posh schools, but I'm starting to realize I don't think that's true. I think that's just movie true.
Yeah,
I think your real posh schools are Eton, and there's a couple others that somebody told me about. But yeah, like where did Tony Blair go to? What school did he go to?
Eton, I think. I'm gonna need to Google Tom just to double check, but I'm sure.
Okay, well let's just assume they all went there.
Yeah.
For some reason, these guys keep it in the family. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my real question is these are like proper world rulers. Do you know what I mean? So they would probably want some good blackmail shit, to have when the game gets really rough and they need to know that they can trust you.
Yeah.
So maybe I could see fucking a pig's head would be something that is a great thing to blackmail somebody with. But then again, it just sounds too
much
far-fetched to be real. How
do you even do it? How do you even? Because the teeth would. But the teeth.
Open up the pig's mouth and shove your dick.
But the teeth, Tom. If you slip, you're gonna cut your dick, surely, on the pig's teeth.
Well, it would be more impressive if a real pig blew up instead of just a fucking head, man. Like that's what we're dealing with here,
Yeah. Do you know we haven't done Idiot of the Week yet? Have you got any contenders for Idiot of the Week?
Oh God, who is my Idiot of the Week this year?
I've got a contender
this week. Okay,
I've got a contender. This is and I say this with a heavy heart. Well, not a heavy heart.
Did anyone call in or anything?
No, we got shit.
We got shit. That's hilarious.
We haven't got anything. Let me double check that we are streaming.
Wow.
We are streaming. We got 1 like. We got two people viewing. If you are viewing, just hit us up on the chat. Let us know.
That's hilarious. We got 2 people hiding. There's some good stuff there.
Really good stuff. really, really good stuff. We'll cut it out. We'll push it out. But my idiot of the week, maybe of the year, maybe of the last 2 years, is Harry Kane. Is Harry Kane, Tom? And don't get me wrong.
Why Harry Kane, man?
I think he is one of the best footballers, maybe the best footballer of his generation. And I think, what he's done at a club level and the international level, you can't take that away from him. You absolutely, when it comes to skill, like no one can fault him. But for not leaving Tottenham for like the last few years, what are you playing at, Harry Kane? Come on, footballers can play until what? They're like 33, 34. They're at their peak in their mid to late 20s. After Tottenham fluffed the Champions League final, not only fluffed it, Tom, don't know if you saw it, but they played like shit, like utter shit. And the guy, time and time again, he holds the whole team up. And it's like, look, if you don't have brilliant players all around you, at least kind of close to your level, what are you doing, mate? What are you doing just staying at Tottenham? Is it like some kind of misplaced, like, loyalty? Like, Tottenham.
Total misplaced loyalty. I don't know the dude, but I bet he's a Tottenham fan when he was a kid, man.
Yeah. But now...
Was he?
He was, I'm pretty sure, childhood Tottenham fan. But here's the thing,
because now Rooney a fucking Liverpool fan? Like,
was Rooney Liverpool?
Get-go and...
I don't know. No one's on the chat to either confirm or deny that, so I don't know.
Yeah, but and I'm always terrified of talking football because I know there's real football fans going, shut the fuck up, I'll come over and kill you, man. I'll kill you. You don't know what you're talking about. I live this shit. Harry Kane, eh?
Yeah, I'll break it down for you. Here's the situation that Harry Kane is still in. He's still got a few years on his contract, right? So he's still contracted to play for Tottenham next season. He wants to leave. Can't blame the guy. Now, Daniel Levy basically gave Harry Kane apparently a gentleman's agreement, which is dodgy at the best of the time. Like a handshake, gentleman's agreement. Say, like, when you want to leave, you're fine. You can leave. Let me know. I'm your mate. I might be a businessman, but I'll let you go. I'll let you play for whatever team you want. And then lo and behold, Harry Kane goes up to this business mogul, asks to leave. Oh, what a surprise! Daniel Levy is not going to let you leave because you're the team's best flipping player, and if you leave, the whole squad is going to turn to shit. So Harry Kane is now in between a rock and a hard place. He's contracted by Tottenham, but he can't get out the contract. Levy's not going to let him get out the contract. So what can he do to get out of the contract? I've narrowed it down to 3 options. 1, he just goes in, pulls his pants down in Daniel Levy's office and does a big curly shit on his desk in front of Levy and then just leaves without saying anything. He bangs Levy's wife, option 2. Or 3, option 3, he wouldn't do that. He's too much of a nice guy and he's got a kid and blah, blah, blah. But option 3, he just plays one whole game backwards. Everything he does, backwards. He passes backwards, he runs backwards, he's just backwards Kane for a whole match. Because I can't think of what else he could do, Tom. I feel like he is an idiot, and I feel very sorry for him.
I was a little bit there.
Say again. Oh, are you there, Tom? Oh, you're back. So what do we do? What would you do if you were Harry Kane, Tom? You want to leave?
I didn't hear the last part. I heard the dump. I heard take a dump on his thing. I heard bang his wife. Like both doesn't sound like the gentlemanly contract that they signed together.
Yeah.
Like, hey, have that contract. You might want to use it to wipe my ass for what I'm about to do on your desk here. Oh, by the way, your wife says hi. Or what does he do? What's the third one?
Just play one whole game, just completely backwards. And when I say backwards, I mean literally backwards. He passes backwards. He runs backwards. He scores back. So it's own goals all the way for Harry Kane. He completely turns off leaving.
Can I ask one question, man?
Ask it, yeah.
Is Harry Kane a high-paid footballer?
Super high. Super 100 grand a week or something.
So
Super high.
why does Harry Kane give a fuck about anything now?
He wants to
Like,
win. He's never
that's what
won
I
anything.
don't get. What the, like, I mean, if he got Tottenham to the, has Tottenham been the top of the league like
No.
recently?
No. What you mean,
So
like number
did he
one?
get them to the top of the league? Did he get Tottenham to the top of the league, Matt?
No. The biggest success or the closest Spurs have come in the last few years was when they got in the Champions League final and they were playing Liverpool and they played like utter shit. Like they just didn't turn up. They were scared. They were on the back foot. And they just didn't serve anything from that game, and they got what they played for.
They were knitting on the bench.
Yeah, they were knitting on the bench, doing their crochet patterns.
I hope everybody has a good game today.
So what would you do, Tom? What would you do? Like, you're Harry Kane, and you don't let's take money out of it because he's got so much money. I think you reach a point with money where you must have so much.
Shit on his desk, fuck his wife, and move on, man.
Yeah,
you've done all you fucking can there, dude.
Yeah,
like, I mean, unless they're gonna spend some money and actually, like, it's like any team, man. That is your player, but you do need players around him. The same way as Wayne Gretzky needed Mark Messier and Paul Coffey. You know what I mean? The same way Brian Trottier needed Bobby Nystrom and Mike Bossy, and these are hockey terms, okay?
Yeah, that's why I don't.
But they needed those people to feed the ball into them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And if you haven't gone that, then you're screwed. Like, even Ronaldo. By the way, I know you said Harry Kane's like the best player of this generation.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny is I've played football my whole life. Because football in Canada is, believe it or not, is a poor man's sport. It's for poor kids that couldn't afford fucking hockey.
Yeah.
So for years, but even Ronaldo, who is like the player, man.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, you there, Tom?
Are you still there? What happened?
I'm still here, Tom. I stopped.
Oh, okay, man.
I stopped your
Ronaldo,
broken.
What's that?
Oh yeah, we're still good. We're still on, Tom. You were talking about Ronaldo.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's okay. Even if there's one person. This is all I'm going to say. Even Ronaldo, the greatest player I've ever seen play, if he doesn't have anyone around him, he's just, you're not going to win, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know who my favorite team was, Matt?
Your favorite team? What football team? I'm gonna say
like my favorite club out of all the countries who I think they always get it right for some reason are the Germans, man.
The Germans, okay.
Yeah, they're like, you notice that they never have like any one superstar. Their whole team is like just fucking killer, above average, but none of them stand out.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, there's
those. I mean?
Yeah. They're all working together.
And that is something that we don't have because we'll buy a Harry Kane and try and build a team around one guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of building a team, so so that's why I think Harry, because it's not going to matter if he's at Tottenham or he's at some other fucking club. He's either going to get matched up with somebody he can play with or he's not. And obviously he's not in Tottenham from what you told me. So, yeah. Harry, and plus he's rich. I would fucking retire before you get injured anyway, man. Retire while you're fucking retire now while people still love you, man.
So the verdict then, shit on his desk, shit on Levy's desk, bang his wife, retire, have a happy life.
Why not, man? Fuck him.
Yep.
You did all you could, Harry. You did all you could.
So, Tom, before we wrap, have you got any contenders for Idiot of the Week?
Mine. Oh, God, who is mine? Mine would probably be... be the president of the United States because he's the guy that called for the Chris Cuomo's. I'm like, as the president of the United States, I think you have more important shit to do than worry about the governor of New York's sex life. That you have to get on Twitter and tell some cunt to resign that definitely ain't going to resign because he's Chris Cuomo and he's probably going to get off of it.
Jeez. So what happened? So what? Biden what told Cuomo to resign over text?
All I saw was a president worried about somebody else's sex life, dude. You know, like you're the president of the United States. You got nukes to worry about. You've got COVID to worry about. You've got an economy to run. You have infrastructure. You've got a divided country. And what do you decide to do? Fucking let New York take care of itself, dick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can you just focus on your fucking job? He's already being indicted. He doesn't need your endorsement that he's an asshole because he knows he's a fucking asshole. But you're more of an asshole for calling him out on it because you fucking smell kids, for fuck's sake. And nobody's taking you to task on that.
What is that about? I don't understand.
So don't.
He looks like such a kind, nice, sweet old guy.
Joe.
What is that? What is that sniffing thing?
Joe's accused of liking the young girls himself. He's definitely accused of if you ever go on the conspiracy side of the internet, they'll show you tons of videos of old Joe walking up to President Joe walking up to young girls and smelling their hair. Like, that's the creepiest thing you've ever done, Grandpa. So this is what I'm saying. This is the guy that's calling out at least a dude who the girls that he harassed were at least old enough to know they were being harassed. Where Joe, you know, I hope it ain't true, but there's some video of you fucking looking a little weird. So the fact that you're actually calling somebody out on something that I'm pretty sure you're guilty of yourself, fucking, that makes you my asshole of the fucking week.
What is the whole hair smelling thing? Because I've never never looked at a woman I'm attracted to and then think, geez, I want to smell her hair.
I can't see you.
Oh, I thought it would help the bandwidth, so I turned off my feed on Zoom. But we're all still live. We're all still good. We're still streaming. Yeah, I think it was
okay. Well, we'll call it quits in a second here. But yeah, no, man. When he was running for president, when anybody runs for president, man, they dig up every piece of dirt they can on you, man.
Yeah.
And the problem is that they were trying to paint Joe Biden out as a guy who likes young girls and old grandpa and all that sort of stuff. So they just, you know, in this world out of context, they can make people look pretty creepy. And they made Joe Biden look real fucking creepy. So the fact of the matter is that is now implanted in my head as it could be. You know, I don't think it is, but you know, if he got caught doing it, I wouldn't go, well, I'm surprised. I saw the video. So the fact of the matter is that, you know, this president that has this creepiness to him is calling another creepy dude out on being fucking creepy.
Have you ever felt the urge to smell someone's head before? I'm a bit kind of stuck up on the head thing. Have you ever even Trude and have you ever just kind of
never?
No, I can't imagine. Never. I mean, my daughter, right? My daughter. She hardly washes her hair. I have to tell her to wash her hair, and she is the last person in the world that I want to go up and sniff the head off. Yeah. I love her to bits. I can't explain my love for her and everything as her dad. Yeah. But I would never. But
you wouldn't want Joe Biden walking up to her, smelling her hair, and going, "Hey, little girl, your hair smells good."
Well, but
that's just creepy as it is, right there. Hey, little girl, your hair smells real good. Get over here, everybody! Come here, smell this little girl's hair.
But what's the attraction? I don't get it. Why sniff someone's head?
I don't get it either.
Yeah.
I don't get it either. It's just happening. The only time I smell anything that has to do with my hair is one time. I love apple scented shampoo, man.
Ooh.
I just do.
Yep.
I love anything and I will grab it, put it in my hair, and smell that.
Yeah.
But I'm never walking up to somebody going, that smells like my favorite shampoo. Where the fuck is it coming? It's coming from that little girl. Ooh. We like the same shampoo.
Creepy Joe. Well, I think
now you've just entered the creep zone.
Yeah, we're far in it now. So I think Creepy Joe is our idiot of the week. I think we agreed on that, Tom.
Creepy Joe wins it, man.
Yeah,
but pot calling the kettle black. Okay, whatever. You're a loser, Pot.
I think that concludes episode 4, Tom.
Okay,
which has been an interesting one because we started later than before. But 0 action on the chat. 0.
I really like them, Kev. So I'm good, man. I'm good. Well, maybe we'll see where everything goes. Every time it's interesting to. I find it interesting to see what you think on the spot, man. You know what I mean? Everybody claims to be super intelligent, but when you put somebody on the spot, let's see what they actually know, man.
Yeah. And in my case, it's nothing. Pretty much.
Man. No. Yeah. The one who knows that they're prized. You know what I mean? They really do, man. It's a good exercise for me, man. It's really good.
Tom, hold the phone. We got someone on chat. Dub.
Okay, I'll stick around just for a little while longer, man.
Dub Hippie Holly. Thanks for the laughs. I'll tell about my friends, so there will hopefully be 3 of us next time, blowing us a kiss. Way!
Okay. Listen, tell them, next time for sure, man. And get into this conversation. Fucking hippie, get into this conversation. I want to hear what other people say so I can riff off of that shit too. And Kevin would love to hear it, man.
We'd love it. We'd love it. We'll get you on. There's a ticker.
We have 3 next week.
Yeah, and there's a ticker at the bottom. This is all a call in, although no one kind of took us up on that. So yeah, you can call in on any episode. We can get you on.
Yeah.
At some point, I'll work out how to do the video, but I need to sort out like Tom's Japanese dub style audio, whatever's going on with that.
And listen, whoever is coming in on this, there's going to be so many mistakes. So let's have some fun with this shit, okay? If all my fans, just get in here and watch us fuck up or watch us do great. But just get in here, man.
Yeah. Here. Cool, Tom. Thanks for that. We'll close the stream. Stick around for a minute. We'll just
all right,
debrief.
I'm going to go hang out with some junkies on Blackpool Beach, man. All right, amazing.
Awesome. All right, cheers, Tom, and thank you for watching. If you did watch, please do like the video, leave us a comment below, and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time on Cut the Crap.
Thanks to the one guy that showed up. I love you, dude.
We love you, Dub Hippie Holly. Woo! Dub Hippie Holly.
Hippie Holly.